Hi everyone, it's been a while since I made a video, and I am off of work right now for a little bit, so I figured it was a good time to make another video. And today, I'm going to do a Meet My Dogs video, where I've got a list of questions that I found on the internet that I'm going to answer about all three of my dogs, and we'll see how it works out. Let's see. Number one is, what are your dog's names? So this one here is Timmy, the brown one. The white one is Buddy. And the brown and black one is Jay. How did you come up with the names, and do they have any specific significance? So let's start with Timmy. Timmy's full name is actually Tim Campy. And it's a long story. Tim Campy is the name of a little golem spirit creature in an anime that I used to watch way back when I was 15 and 14, when I was a teenager, called D. Gray Man, that I really liked at the time with my best friend. We would watch it all the time. And it was this little golem creature that kind of looked like the Snitch from Harry Potter. It's this little yellow thing with wings that was called Tim Campy. So that would be her full name, but I just called her Timmy for short. That was something that I had, a name I planned for a long time, because it was kind of reminds me of my best friend from high school. And then let's head over to Buddy. Buddy, his original name was David. Because I was talking to a friend called David at the time on my phone, the same day that I received Buddy, and I sent my friend a picture of him and said, "Here's this is the newest," because I've been rescuing a bunch of dogs. "This is my newest rescue." And my friend was like, "Oh, he's so cute." And my friend's name was David, so I said, "Tell you what, I'm just going to name him David." Because at the time I hadn't really figured on keeping him. I was just going to sort of take care of him and then find him a different owner. And then I ended up keeping him. And I just found over time, as I was just interacting with him and taking care of him, I just kept calling him Buddy. "Hey Buddy, oh hi Buddy, Buddy, Buddy." I kept saying Buddy, so I ended up just changing his name to Buddy. But his official second name would be David. And then Jay over here actually also has her own little story. I rescued Jay on the same day. I found out afterwards, the day after, I found out that the mom of one of my close friends in AmeriCorps passed away the exact same day I picked Jay up. And my friend's mom's name was Jamie. I didn't want to call her Jamie, but I just went with Jay. Again, I hadn't planned on keeping Jay at the time, so I just called her Jay. Also because I like little jaybirds, and there are a lot of little Jays around, so it was just kind of a nice name, and it ended up sticking. So that's how Jay got her name. Next question: how old are your dogs? They're all 6 years old. I got them in 2019. Timmy and Buddy are a little bit older than Jay. They're about 6 months older than Jay. They're pretty close to the same age. I think Timmy, supposedly, because we're not really sure what their birth dates are, is a little bit older than Buddy by a few weeks, maybe, but pretty close. She's probably from February 2019. He would be from March 2019. And Jay's from June 2019. So Jay's just turning 6 right about now. And then, how old were you when you got your pets? 2019, I was 25 when I got Timmy, because I got Timmy in May of 2019, so I was still 25 when I got Timmy, and then I just turned 26 when I got Jay and Buddy. I got the two of them in July of 2019, so yeah. What breed are your dogs? So they are mixed breed dogs, which I kind of like because they're pretty unique. They're not like a lot of breeds that all kind of look the same. So they're pretty unique dogs. If I was to say, guess what potential breeds they might be a mix of, Jay's probably got some amount of German Shepherd in her, just because of just her color and also just kind of her character a little bit, I would say. Buddy might have a little bit of husky in him as well, but again, it'd be very little, and I'm not sure. And Timmy's definitely got some lab. They've all got some lab probably in them. Timmy's got a little bit of lab and possibly a little bit of pit bull as well, but very little. And it's sort of, I don't know. Pit bulls, German shepherds, and huskies are all actually very popular breeds here in Panama as well, like as purebred dogs. So it's probably not that far off of an assumption that they could have some of that in them as far as purebred dogs go. How did you get your pets? So I have made videos about this already several times, so I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I found Timmy on a farm. She was very sick. I wasn't sure she was going to survive. I brought her to a vet, and we gave her treatments and stuff, and she had Ehrlichia, which is a tick-borne disease. So that's, I rescued Timmy. And then Buddy was a very malnourished dog when I found him. I found him pretty close to where I found Timmy, out hiking pretty far. So he was on the verge of death. I mean, this dog was so skinny and pale. Brought him to the vet as well. The vet also wasn't sure if he was going to make it. And he ended up making it. I had to take care of him. I had to kind of feed him by hand for a long time before he could eat on his own again. Buddy, where are we going? Jay is a dog that I found here in the town, not out hiking somewhere. She was a dog that I found in a pile of tires. And she was just wailing and wailing and wailing. I just picked up Buddy like a few days before and didn't really want to have a second dog at the time, but I just felt so bad for this little puppy that was just like screaming and screaming in this pile of tires. And it was like pouring down rain. It was a storm. And I just felt really bad, so I figured I'd take her in and then see what happened. And, well, I took her in, and she's still here. That's how I found Jay. Jay was the youngest one when I picked her up. Jay was only about a month old. She was probably only 4 or 5 weeks. Probably think 5 weeks old or something, maybe. Yeah, about that. Timmy was closer to 3 months, I think, when I got her, and Buddy was already about 6 months when I got them. But Buddy was so malnourished that he had the body of the same size as Jay. He had the body of a 5-week-old puppy, even though he was already 6 months. Based on the teeth, he was a 6-month-old dog, but he looked like a 1-month-old dog because he was so skinny and malnourished. Timmy was about 3 months. Timmy was kind of small too. Timmy and Jay were both the runts of their litters, because I'd seen their siblings. I never found Timmy's mom, but I saw some of their siblings, and I know that they were the 2 smallest ones. So Buddy wasn't the smallest one, I don't think. What are your dog's favorite foods and least favorite foods? They don't have favorite foods per se, because I feed them kibble. I give them different types of kibble, and I add egg to it and other stuff to it a little bit and enhance it. But there's no specific kibble that they love and they can't get enough of. For them, it's all, they eat it all, and they don't really seem to make a big fuss about it. Favorite foods, I mean, they obviously prefer any fresh food. If I add chicken to it or egg to it or anything like that, that's obviously what they go for first, which I think makes sense. But there's no favorite food. Least favorite foods, they're not, I don't know. Jay's a picky eater. Jay doesn't like new foods that she's not used to, texture-wise, I think, especially. She doesn't really like sweet stuff either. If I eat fruit, banana and stuff to her food, she'll kind of, it took her a while to get used to the banana. She'll eat the bananas now, but it took a while for her to eat bananas and stuff that's kind of sweet and fruit in there if I put fruit with their food. The other 2, Buddy will eat just about anything. And Timmy, pretty much as well. There's nothing that I think they really dislike. What are your dog's favorite games or favorite activities? So Jay's favorite activity is going for walks. She loves to walk. She's always ready to go. As soon as I grab a leash, she's there. She's ready. Buddy's favorite thing is to eat. Buddy's always ready to eat. He'll eat anything. He's very food driven. And Timmy's favorite thing is definitely playing fetch. Timmy loves to play fetch. Loves to play fetch. Oh yeah. And then What is your favorite thing to do together? I kind of like, I mean, obviously going on walks, but I think that's pretty obvious. And I would say, though, I think they like going swimming in the river with me when we go swimming. Sometimes I've talked about this on my blog. But I'll pretty regularly, at least a couple times a month, we'll go, like, I bathe them in the river, and then afterwards we'll sort of swim around a little bit to wash the shampoo and stuff off of them. So we have fun. I throw sticks for Timmy in the river, and she fetches them, and Jay and Buddy kind of follow me around, and we kind of play together. So that's pretty fun. I would say that's my favorite thing to do with them. And then, where is your favorite place to go together? There's no real favorite place to go. We always kind of do the same few walks. It's not, I would say that for me, it's not as much about the place that we go as much as it's about the weather being sort of good when we're out and not come across too many aggressive or loose dogs. So just really any hike that we do. What are bad habits your dogs have? That's a good one. I would say right now my biggest bad habit that they have is that they eat a lot of grass. And I'm kind of stumped as to how to fix that problem without like actually like putting a muzzle on them when we walk, because I mean I'm walking in fields of grass. I don't really know how to, like, I do have a command for sort of leave it, but I would basically have to be saying this without stopping throughout my entire walk for them not to eat a single blade of grass. And there's 3 of them, which means as soon as I'm looking at one, the other one's grabbing grass. As soon as I turn around to grab the other one, it's the one behind me that's eating grass. So they eat grass. It could be a nutritional problem. I've looked into it. I've tried to supplement them a little bit with other things, like pureed green vegetables and stuff, but I don't know. If they just ate the grass, I really wouldn't mind too much. Because nobody here really uses pesticides or stuff in the grass around the paths where we walk. But the problem is they will throw it up sometimes if they eat a lot of it, and then it's kind of painful because I'll get waken up at like 3 in the morning. One of them's heaving, and I'm like, I jump out of bed and I grab it and I run outside so that they try and throw up outside. But I don't know. That's my biggest part. Any suggestions on how to fix the grass eating problem, I would love in the comments. And then, what are the naughtiest things your dogs have ever done? I've got a couple of good stories. Timmy, so I used to work here at a local primary school. I would go every day to school. And what I would do when I went to school is I would leave the dogs in the yard. And one time Timmy followed me to school. I didn't really realize that she had followed me until I was basically already at the school. And I didn't really realize it until we were doing, because it's what they do here is they sing the national anthem every morning and they do their announcements and stuff like out in the courtyard with like everyone around. And some dog somewhere, which I later found out was Timmy, just howled throughout the entire national anthem, throughout all of the announcements. Some poor dog was there just howling and howling and howling in, I don't know, just sort of terror, or I don't know what it was. She was, I guess, kind of lost. And then people were asking, like, whose dog is this? Whose dog is it? And I was way up in the front with the teachers and stuff. I didn't really realize. And then afterwards, when people started to sort of disperse and go to their classrooms, I see Timmy just sitting there. Because, it's a place where you have to understand that this is a place where there's, like, stray, loose dogs all over the place. So there's at least, like, 10 other dogs running around the courtyard in the school. It's not like it's a rare occurrence. And there she is, just sitting there looking at me, and I realized she was the one that had been howling throughout the whole entire national anthem and stuff. And I had to run her back home. But yeah, it was pretty funny. And then Jay, one time, also got loose when I had her. And Jay ended up in the mayor's office, in the mayor's office. And it was so funny. She just refused to leave because she's kind of a bit of a nervous, anxious kind of dog. And she was just in a corner in the building, because it's a small town. She followed me as well when I went to the office one time. I was in the office next to the mayor's office, but I guess she didn't realize that that's the door I went in. She went in the other building next door, and that's the mayor's office, and she hid in a corner and just refused to get out. And they just were there, and they were trying to pull her and stuff, and she was just stuffed herself in a corner and refused to get out. And they finally walked down and like, whose dog is this? And they were kind of asking around, and I happened to be leaving the other building, and I said, some dog, wait, let me go take a look. Yeah, sure enough, it was Jane. I had to carry her out of the mayor's office. That was pretty fun. That was when they were younger, sort of puppies, and they'd still get out. That was before my yard was really well proofed, and they could still kind of get out if they really were anxious to try and get out. And then Buddy's not really he's never done any like really naughty things that are like specifically like made by really good stories, but he does little naughty things. Like he's the one that'll always get into things that he shouldn't be getting into, like food that he shouldn't get into and things like that. I don't have any real big examples. He's eaten, one time he ate a whole entire box of rubber bands. And he proceeded to then throw up an entire box of rubber bands. That was pretty amusing too when they were puppies. What are your funniest memories involving your pets? Probably the rubber band incident with Buddy. That was bad. But let's see. Just recently, just about not even a month ago, just like 2-3 weeks ago, all of the June bugs came out here in Panama. Just a couple weeks ago. They're little like, I don't know if people know what those are. They're little like almost beetle looking like bugs, but they fly around. And we're just on our walk one day there was nothing there, and the next day, I mean, we're getting swarmed by thousands and thousands of these June bugs. I mean, they're like hitting me in the face and the arms. I'm like walking like this with my head kind of down, trying to not get hit. And I'm like, just kind of decided to look around and see how the dogs are faring. And it was like I brought it to Candyland. They're jumping, grabbing these bugs out of the air and eating them. And they just thought it was the greatest thing ever. And it's just funny to watch these 3 dogs chasing around these bugs, jumping up around in the air, picking them out of the air like it was raining candy for them, basically. It was pretty funny. Another really funny thing about Buddy specifically is that Buddy is a male dog, and he likes to pee on everything. And Buddy has definitely fallen off of things while trying to urinate on them, which is always very funny to watch. He'll pee on something and he'll just go tumbling down the side of a ledge. Not like a really tall ledge or anything, but he'll like fall in the mud or fall on things or slip on stuff when he's trying to pee on it, which is just hilarious as well. As far as Timmy and Django, there's not a lot of like really funny things from them specifically. What are your favorite things about your pets? I don't have any really specific favorite things. I like them all. They're all kind of different. They have their very distinct sort of personalities. Timmy's a very loving sort of dog who just kind of likes everything and everyone, which is kind of nice. I like her tail the most. She has a nice tail. She's always wagging her tail. Probably can't see it here in the camera. But she has a little white, can you see it there if I put it against the couch? She has a white little tip to her tail, which is kind of funny because I kind of like her little tail. And then Buddy's a very intelligent sort of dog. He was the easiest one to train. I won't put it that way. He's not the easiest one to train. He learns the fastest when there's a new thing that I teach them. And he's also cunning. He's the one that can always get out of the yard and always figures out kind of ways to get out and how to get into things that I try to hide so they can't get into them and things like that. I kind of like his ears. I don't know if you can see him. I don't want to wake him up. His ears are kind of pointy, and his ears will like go up and down a lot depending upon sort of how he's feeling. So it's kind of funny. I like his ears a lot, and he's a pretty intelligent dog. And then Jay's got a cute little face. Jay, come here, Jay. Jay's kind of got a bit of a, probably can't really see it. She's got a bit of a puppy face almost, which is kind of cute. Jay has lighter eyes than the other two as well, which you probably can't quite tell here in the video. but Jay has slightly lighter brown eyes. The other two have slightly darker brown eyes than Jay. That's kind of physical attributes that are kind of nice. Jay's a very athletic dog too, which I kind of like. So she's very good at like jumping, running. And she likes physical activity a lot. The other two a little bit more laid back in that sense. And then, oh, that's that question. Let's see, I've got some on the other side as well. What are your best memories involving your pets? I got a few kind of favorite memories. I really enjoyed the day when I took them all to the beach, which was kind of fun. I made a video about that you can watch on my YouTube video. The day I take them all to the beach and they just ran around the beach and it was just hilarious. And I also really just liked the very beginning of when I had the three of them together. Like the first night we all slept together on my bed. Buddy and Jay were still very small. We all just kind of cuddled up together on my bed. And our first walk together was pretty nice too. That was kind of the moment when I realized that the three dogs kind of worked really well together. Was when we took our first walk together and they just played together and it was just kind of nice. And I felt like, hey, they all kind of get along really well and it's kind of working out really well. So yeah. And then, what is the hardest thing about being a dog owner? Well, there's a lot of things that are hard about it. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of work. I would say mostly, yeah, training is a lot of work, but that's kind of to be expected. For me, I would say the health concerns are a lot of work. Especially since they were all three rescue dogs, they all three have gone through pretty rough diseases and injuries. And that takes a lot of work to take care of them. Timmy tore her left back ligament in her back left leg a couple years ago. And that took not even months, it took years for it to more or less fully recover, and it means that I had to walk her separately from the other two for months and months, almost a whole entire year. And I would take her to the river and do sort of light walking and swimming with her in the water and therapy with her, and it took a lot of work. And then about a year after Timmy was finally recuperated from that, Buddy tore his right front muscle up in his shoulder. And that took again a whole nother year of having to walk Buddy by himself and do therapy with Buddy and go slow with Buddy, and that was a lot of work. Jay's never had like really bad injuries or diseases, but she has had a couple of them. What is the most rewarding thing about being a pet owner? So I really love just having like companions, basically, that I can go out walking with all the time, like my dogs. We can go places. I live in the jungle and we have to deal with really questionable weather a lot, so it'll be like pouring down rain, or there'll be a storm, or it'll be really muddy, and we're going through like deer paths in the jungle, so it's not like the most, like anyone else would just look at me and be like, I'm not going. But my dogs, they'll always go with me, even in really terrible weather, which is something that I really like about them. And then obviously the most rewarding thing about it too is just that they're always so happy to see me all the time, no matter how bad of a mood I am, if I'm tired or I'm angry, or I just come back and they're so overjoyed to see me. I mean, overjoyed to see me, even if I've been gone for 5 seconds, and I come back and it's just like, they're so happy all the time. I really don't deserve them. They're so happy and stuff. So yeah, it's nice to always have someone that's really happy to see you. Do your dogs have any nicknames? Yes, they do. And most of their nicknames are in Spanish, because that's another question I get asked sometimes is, what language do you use with your dog? So yeah, the commands are mostly in English, a couple of them are in Spanish. But if I'm just not kind of talking to them, I tend to talk to them in Spanish a little bit more, so their nicknames are more in Spanish. And I'm very liberal with my use of Spanish, especially like prefixes and suffixes, mostly the suffixes. So in Spanish, you can add in like ito or ita for like small. And so I'll do that with like, I'll say like J, for example, is a small one, so I'll call J chica, which is small, chiquita, which is like very small, but then I take it a step further and I call her chiquitita, which is like extra, extra small. That's J, one of J's nicknames. And for Timmy, who's the biggest one, it kind of goes the other way around. They have, you can add like ote, for example, to big, so grande, and then I call Timmy grandote, which means the extra big one. So I kind of do that. I mess around with the Spanish a little bit in very liberal, probably doesn't actually mean anything sort of ways, but I kind of find it fun. It's a fun language. I like to call them bichos, which is kind of another word for like little critters, kind of like little insects. Insecto would be insect, but bicho is kind of like little thing, little critter. But again, I say bichitos, bichititos, because I take it even further. So it's my bichititos. They're my little bugs, basically. And then, do you ever plan on getting any more dogs or any other pets? That's my last question. Not right now. I would totally love to have a bunch of cats, have some horses, have a bunch of other animals as well, because I just really like animals a lot. But it's already a lot of work to take care of the 3 dogs. And I'm planning on traveling probably relatively soon. So I'm not planning on getting anything now, but dogs, I don't know if I'm ever going to get dogs again. Just because I might foster dogs. I would enjoy fostering probably dogs at some point. I still kind of do occasionally, but having like actual dogs that I'm going to have to take care of, like train, it's a lot of work to train the dogs. And having to train a whole new dog from scratch is a lot of work when I've already got the 3 dogs that I have now. So I don't know. Don't think I ever plan on getting dogs anymore. Animals that I don't have to invest nearly as much in training them, like cats, maybe. Horses would be really nice. I really like to have horses and go horse riding places too. That's kind of my little dream in the back of my head, but that's a very unlikely dream to happen. So yeah, that's basically the extent of it. I hope you guys really enjoyed me rambling around about my pets and my dogs here together. I think that's about it. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about my dogs, anything else you would like to, I don't know, what you'd like me to talk about with regards to my dogs. I hope this works because I'm filming this with my, I still don't have a camera, I'm filming this with my computer, and I have a feeling the sound and the video quality is not going to be very good. So hopefully this works. I'll see when I try and edit it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Say bye to me, buddy Jay. Say bye. Bye, Timmy. Bye. Bye, buddy Jay. Bye, Jay. Bye. Thanks. Oh, goodness, buddy. You tripped over me. Say bye, guys. Say subscribe. Oh, goodness, buddy.